You probably heard it everywhere. EVs are cheaper to run. But in 2026, that's not always true. Not anymore. With public charging prices rising, though, and petrol sitting around £1.62 per litre today, some EV drivers are actually still paying more per mile than petrol drivers. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth. So today, it's no hype, no bias, just real numbers. And at the end of this video, you'll know exactly what the electricity price is where an EV stops being cheaper than a petrol car. This all comes down to one thing. Not everyone can charge at home. If you rely on public chargers, on-street charging, lamppost chargers, you're in a completely different situation to home chargers. This is where the EV is always cheaper argument starts to fall apart. Let me explain. Let's set a fair real-world benchmark, something like a VW Golf 1.5 TSI or a Ford Focus 1 litre EcoBoost. Both have a real-world MPG of about 40 miles per gallon. At £1.62 per litre, that costs us about 18.4 per mile. And that's the number that we now need to beat with our EV. So let's look at the worst case scenario. You can only charge using ultra rapid chargers. The typical prices of these are between 75 and 95 pence per kilowatt hour. We have a car average of 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. This makes it 21 to 27 pence per mile, far more expensive than a petrol car. Now let's look at on-street charging. Typical prices of these are between 45 pence and 65 pence per kilowatt hour. Same EV efficiency, this makes it 13 to 18 pence per mile. So at the lower end of 45 pence per kilowatt hour, we're far cheaper than petrol. When we get to the higher end of 65, it makes it a lot more expensive than petrol. So on-street parking could be a bit of a grey area. So here's the key number we know. 18.4 pence per mile for petrol. So the break-even point is 64 pence per kilowatt. That's what makes it the same as a petrol car. So below 64 pence per kilowatt, an EV is cheaper. And here's the interesting bit. A lot of slow public chargers are still far below that 64 pence per kilowatt hour. However, most rapid chargers are far above it. So what's the honest takeaway from this? It's certainly not EVs are expensive, and it's certainly not EVs are always cheap. It's this. Your charging setup determines everything. Home charging is still far the cheapest, as low as 5 to 7 pence per kilowatt hour. On-street depends on the tariff. Rapid only, you're paying a premium. So yes, EVs can still be cheaper than petrol, but only if you avoid the most expensive chargers. Because once you're paying 70, 80, 90 pence per kilowatt hour, you've completely lost the cost advantage. However, we've not even touched on discount cards and schemes. The Ionity Motion subscription costs £5.49 per month, but it reduces the cost per kilowatt from 81 to 58 pence. That's a 23p per kilowatt drop. And it doesn't just end there. If you go on to the power subscription at £10.50 per month, then it's an incredible 40 pence per kilowatt. And as they're on a rolling month, you just take it and cancel it as you want. I did exactly that last year when I drove to France, and it paid for itself in 2 charges. Now, if you do use public charging a few times a month, then you really do need to look at getting into a subscription base, because it's seriously going to drop those charges for you. And as the cost of petrol is rising, that difference might actually make a bit of a difference over the next couple of months. However, where we're paying premium, rapid charging costs, it is more expensive, I'm afraid. And that is where the argument of EVs are cheaper fails. If this video was of use to you, please consider liking and subscribing. It's really helping me out. I'm absolutely astounded by how many subscribers I've got over the last month. It's amazing. So thank you very much for subscribing. It does help me out. It's part of my retirement plan doing these kind of videos, and I enjoy EVs and technology as well. Now, in the comments below, let me know, What's your charging scheme at the moment? Are you at home-based charging or are you having to use public charging? And if you're using public, is that really making you question if you should have an EV or not? I'll see you in this video up here where I talk about the cheapest way that you can get into the EV market with leased and used lease cars. The cost per month might actually really surprise you. So go and click on that and I'll see you there.